If you've ever walked by a construction site, you've probably seen a giant truck with a long, folded arm reaching into the sky. This is a concrete boom pump, designed to pour wet concrete exactly where it's needed. The boom moves like a robot, bending over obstacles and reaching high up buildings. Its bright colors stand out against the dust and mud. Workers in hard hats guide the hose as it pours thick gray concrete into forms. The machine's arm unfolds, section by section, reaching across deep holes or up scaffolding. It looks futuristic, but it's essential for building our cities. Let's find out why these machines matter. Concrete is heavy. One bucket can weigh over 100 pounds. On big jobs, workers need tons of it, and moving all that weight is tough. Before boom pumps, workers used ramps, buckets, and wheelbarrows, which was slow and exhausting. Sometimes concrete would start to harden before it reached its spot. The bigger the building, the bigger the challenge. Imagine pouring concrete on the 10th floor. Carrying concrete up ladders or through tight spaces was risky and inefficient. Concrete pumps changed everything by pushing concrete through pipes right where it's needed. This saves time, energy, and keeps projects moving fast. Even the tallest or trickiest projects are now possible. In the early days of construction, pouring concrete was a grueling, hands-on process. Workers spent endless hours hauling heavy buckets and pushing wheelbarrows full of wet concrete across muddy, uneven ground. Every load was a test of strength and endurance, and progress was slow. Teams of laborers would form long human chains, passing buckets hand to hand in a coordinated effort. This bucket brigade method was not only exhausting, but also incredibly inefficient. Concrete often sloshed out, making a mess and wasting valuable material. On large projects, dozens, sometimes even hundreds of workers were needed just to keep up with the demand, all working in sync to move concrete from the mixer to its final destination. But despite their best efforts, concrete sometimes hardened before it could be placed, leading to wasted time and materials and forcing workers to start over. Then came the invention of the concrete boom pump, a true game changer for the industry. With this powerful machine, just a handful of workers and a single truck can now place tons of concrete in a matter of minutes, transforming the pace and scale of construction. The pump pushes concrete through a long, flexible pipe, delivering it exactly where it's needed with precision and speed. The boom arm can extend high above the ground, reaching over walls, around obstacles, and even up multiple stories, making it possible to pour concrete in places that were once nearly impossible to access. Gone are the days of workers struggling up ladders with heavy buckets, risking injury and fatigue with every trip. Today, construction sites are faster, safer, and more organized. Projects that once took weeks can now be completed in days, with fewer accidents and less physical strain on workers. Operators can control the entire process from the ground using a remote, adjusting the boom and flow of concrete with the push of a button. No more balancing on narrow planks or squeezing through tight spaces. Workers stay safely on solid ground, focusing on precision and quality. Thanks to boom pumps, modern construction is not just faster and safer, but also more efficient and reliable than ever before, paving the way for bigger and more ambitious projects. A concrete pump truck is a marvel of engineering, made up of several key parts that work together seamlessly to move concrete efficiently on construction sites. At the core of the truck is the pump itself. Think of it as the heart of the operation, responsible for pushing heavy, wet concrete from the truck into a network of pipes and hoses. This powerful mechanism ensures that concrete can travel long distances and reach even the most challenging spots on a job site. Next, there's the boom arm, a long, flexible, and articulated arm that can extend, bend, and rotate in many directions. The boom allows the operator to deliver concrete precisely where it's needed, whether that's several stories up or far across a large foundation. At the rear of the pump truck sits the hopper, a large open container where fresh concrete is poured in by the mixer truck. The hopper acts as a holding area, ensuring a steady supply of concrete for the pump. Inside the hopper, an agitator keeps the concrete moving, preventing it from settling or hardening. This constant motion helps the pump draw concrete smoothly and continuously, reducing the risk of blockages. Stability is crucial, especially when the boom is fully extended. That's where the outriggers come in. These are strong hydraulic metal legs that fold out from the sides of the truck. They anchor the vehicle firmly to the ground, even on uneven surfaces, keeping everything safe and steady during operation. Each part has a specialized job. The pump moves the concrete, the boom delivers it to hard-to-reach places, the hopper supplies a constant flow, and the outriggers keep the entire truck stable and secure. When all these components work together, concrete can be placed quickly, accurately, and safely, even on the most complex construction projects. Communication is key. The construction team uses radios and hand signals to coordinate with the pump operator, ensuring that the boom is positioned correctly and that concrete flows exactly where it's needed. Regular safety checks and a clear understanding of how each part functions are essential. This keeps everyone on site protected and helps prevent accidents or equipment failures. It's a true partnership between skilled people and powerful machines, with everyone working together to get the job done efficiently. That's how massive building projects are completed on time and to the highest standards, by relying on the main parts of the concrete pump truck and the teamwork behind it. When a pump truck arrives at a construction site, the first thing the crew does is set up the outriggers. These are strong, heavy-duty metal arms that are cleverly designed to fold out from the sides of the truck and press firmly down onto the ground. Setting up the outriggers is a crucial step before any concrete pumping can begin, and it requires teamwork and attention to detail. Outriggers act like the sturdy legs of a table, giving the truck a wide, stable base. Without them, the truck would be wobbly and unsafe, especially when handling heavy loads. By extending outwards, they distribute the weight of the entire truck and its equipment over a much larger area, making sure everything stays balanced. The boom arm attached to the pump truck is both heavy and long, sometimes stretching out many meters. When the boom is extended, it creates a lot of force and leverage, which could easily tip the truck if it wasn't properly supported. The outriggers spread out this weight, anchoring the truck securely and preventing any dangerous tipping. Before extending the outriggers, workers carefully check that the ground is level and solid. If the ground is soft or uneven, they place thick wooden pads or steel plates under the outriggers to provide extra support and prevent them from sinking. This step is essential for safety and stability. The crew inspects each outrigger to make sure it's locked in place and set up correctly. Safety on the job site depends on the outriggers being deployed properly, as even a small mistake can have serious consequences. If the outriggers aren't set up right, the entire truck can become unstable and tip over. This is extremely dangerous, not just for the crew operating the pump, but for everyone working nearby. That's why careful setup and double-checking are always required. Once the truck is steady and secure, the crew can safely unfold the boom arm and get ready to start pumping concrete. The outriggers give them the confidence to operate the heavy machinery without worrying about stability. With the outriggers firmly in place, the boom pump is ready for action. The crew can now focus on the job, knowing the truck is stable and safe, allowing for efficient and secure concrete pouring throughout the construction site. The hopper at the back of the truck holds fresh concrete from the mixer. Inside, a spinning paddle called an agitator keeps the concrete moving and soft. If concrete sits still, it starts to harden. Bad news for the pump. The agitator stirs everything, preventing sand and gravel from settling. Workers check the hopper often to keep the mix even. If it gets too low, the pump can suck in air. Too full, and it can spill. Thanks to the hopper and agitator, concrete stays fresh and ready to go. That's how the pump keeps working smoothly all day. Inside the pump truck are two big hydraulic cylinders, like giant syringes. They use pressurized oil to move strong pistons back and forth. As one piston pulls in fresh concrete, the other pushes it out into the pipeline. This back and forth motion keeps concrete flowing smoothly like a heartbeat. Hydraulics are powerful enough to push thick concrete through long pipes and up many stories. The system is controlled by trained operators using levers and switches. Without these cylinders, moving concrete would be slow and difficult. Hydraulics make the whole process possible. The S-valve is a special part inside the pump truck, shaped like the letter S. It switches back and forth, connecting each cylinder to the pipeline in turn. This quick action keeps concrete moving smoothly from the truck to the boom. The S-valve must be strong and well-oiled to handle rough concrete. If it jams, it can block the flow, so workers keep it clean. Thanks to the S-valve, there are no gaps or air bubbles, just a steady stream. That's how concrete ends up exactly where it's needed. The boom arm is the star of the show, a long, jointed arm made of strong steel. When ready, it unfolds and stretches out like a crane. The boom sections bend and twist in many directions, all controlled by a remote. It can reach over fences, up tall buildings, or down into trenches. The end of the boom holds the pipe that carries the concrete. Workers can place concrete exactly where it's needed, even 100 feet away. The boom arm makes almost any concrete job possible. At the end of the boom arm is the delivery hose, where concrete comes out. Workers guide the hose into forms or molds, aiming for precision. The operator uses a remote to move the boom and adjust the hose's position. Communication is key. Workers use hand signals and radios to coordinate. Pouring concrete in the right place ensures strong, flat floors and solid walls. Boom pumps give precise control, so every pour is just right. That's why they're so valuable on modern sites. When the job's done, the crew cleans the pump and pipes right away. If concrete dries inside, it can block or damage the machine. Workers run water and special cleaning balls through the system to scrub it clean. Every part, especially the S-valve and cylinders, needs to be washed out. Cleaning keeps the pump working safely and prevents expensive repairs. Workers wear gloves and eye protection for safety. When it's clean, the truck is ready for the next job. Clean equipment means safer jobs and longer-lasting machines. Concrete boom pumps have transformed how we build cities. They let us pour concrete in hard-to-reach places, on tall buildings, over roads, or deep underground. Projects finish faster, buildings are stronger, and workers stay safer. Boom pumps solve the problem of getting concrete exactly where it's needed. Good cleaning keeps them ready for the next challenge. Thanks to boom pumps, our skylines keep rising, one smooth, steady pour at a time.